My ex-fiance Mark laughed when I told him my dream. He genuinely, deeply belly laughed right in my face. A dinosaur museum? He wheezed, wiping a tear from his eye. Babe, that's adorable, but you're a receptionist, not some big shot paleontologist. Let's be realistic. Those words, spoken in our cozy little apartment that I paid half the rent for, felt like a slap. I had just spent months creating a detailed 50-page business plan. It was my life's passion, a dream I'd nurtured since I was a little girl, completely obsessed with the giants that once roamed our planet. His laughter didn't just dismiss my plan. It dismissed asterisk me asterisk. If you've ever had someone you love belittle your biggest dream, you know exactly how that feels. It's a special kind of sting. If you believe in chasing your passions no matter what, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe because you're going to want to see how the story ends. Our relationship was never the same after that. Mark's condescension became a daily soundtrack. He'd mock my dinosaur books, calling them my dorky Dano library. He'd make jokes to his friends about my little hobby, as if it were a childish phase I should have outgrown. The final straw came when I discovered deep in using their joint savings money I was setting aside for the museum's seed fund to fund lavish boys' trips and buy expensive gadgets for himself. When I confronted him, he wasn't even sorry. Relax, he scoffed. It's just money. You can always make more at your little desk job. It's not like you were ever going to actually build that fossil zoo anyway. That was it. I saw him for what he was, a man who didn't see me as a partner, but as a resource. That night, I packed my bags, my books, and my shattered heart, and I walked out. The first few months were brutal. I was working double shifts, living on instant noodles in a tiny studio apartment. Every spare dollar, every waking moment outside of work was poured into my project. I sent my business plan to dozens of investors. The rejections piled up. Each no felt like Mark's laughter echoing in my ears. There were nights I'd just stare at my models of a T-Rex and a Stegosaurus and cry, thinking maybe he was right. Maybe I was just a silly girl with an unrealistic dream. But then I remember the look on his face, that smug, dismissive smirk, and a fire would ignite in my gut. I wasn't just doing this for myself anymore. I was doing this to prove him, and everyone like him, wrong. The turning point came from the most unexpected place. A local, semi-retired venture capitalist. A man named Mr. Harrison happened to read a small feature about my ambition in a community newsletter. He was a history buff and saw something in my passion that others had missed. He didn't see a receptionist. He saw a visionary. He called me in for a meeting. I walked in, terrified, clutching my worn-out business plan. I talked for an hour straight, my voice shaking at first, then growing stronger as I described the interactive exhibits, the educational programs for kids, the life-sized animatronic dinosaurs I had planned. He listened, silent and thoughtful. When I finished, he looked at me over his glasses and said, "Young lady, your passion is infectious. Let's build a dinosaur museum." Over the next 2 years, my life transformed. With Mr. Harrison's funding and mentorship, my dream took shape. We secured a perfect location, a huge abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of town. We hired architects, paleontological consultants, and robotics engineers. I was on site from dawn till dusk, covered in dust and paint, happier than I had ever been. I wasn't just building a museum. I was building my own world, a world where my dreams were not only valid, but were becoming a tangible reality. The local news caught wind of the project, and soon the Mesozoic Valley was the most anticipated opening in the state. The grand opening was a media frenzy. TV crews, reporters, and hundreds of excited families filled the entrance. I stood on the stage, looking out at the crowd, my heart pounding with a mix of terror and triumph. And then I saw him, Mark. He was standing near the back with his new girlfriend, looking stunned. His jaw was practically on the floor. He was staring at me, then at the massive, roaring animatronic Spinosaurus visible through the glass doors behind me. The look on his face wasn't anger or jealousy. It was pure, unadulterated shock. The kind of shock that comes when your entire reality is shattered. The world he thought he knew, where I was just a cute receptionist, had just been proven spectacularly wrong. The mayor handed me the oversized scissors to cut the ribbon. As I did, I made sure to look directly at Mark. I didn't scowl or smirk. I just gave him a small, polite smile. It was the smile of a woman who had won. Not against him, but for herself. The crowd erupted in applause as the doors opened, and a river of excited children flowed past me, their faces lit up with wonder as they ran towards the towering skeletons. I overheard his new girlfriend ask him, "Wait, you know her?" He just mumbled something, looking utterly deflated. He, the man who laughed at my dream, was now just an insignificant face in the crowd at its grand opening. He didn't get a special ticket. He wasn't a guest of honor. He was just a nobody, watching from the sidelines as I lived the very life he told me was impossible. That was the most satisfying revenge of all, not destroying him, but building myself up so high that he could no longer reach me or hurt me. In the end, the best revenge isn't loud or destructive. It's the quiet, undeniable success that proves your doubters wrong. It's about taking the stones they throw at you and using them to build your own empire. If this story resonated with you, show some love by hitting that like button. And I want to know, what's a dream you're fighting for right now? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories of justice and sweet, sweet triumph. Thanks for watching.